day again. So now, so the market for petroleum day. No, regardless of who side they mine na Nigeria, they mine na Angola, they mine na Russia, America. Think of the market is one global market because we all are the same product. It's not all like rice. We they eat specific type of rice. In China they eat that they make them different. So that one one part go habog, they affect the others. But the same petroleum now all the consumers together.
So how much petrol we actually need per year, na salon?
So na salon the
whole country
per year.
Because they understand that about 500 million liters.
Yeah.
Nine salon we need for.
So well, unless you want to go that far, but right now the consumption really now about 570 liters of petrol they consume per day. So if you multiply that by 362, then you go able, or 365, you go able to get it.
Yes. So they talk about 500 million liters per year. So and if you just say this in light of the explanation how we mean. So we need a certain level of consumption. Now you talk about the one drum. So if we need 500 liter fuel per year, then something happen with that 500 liter, they will enable import them. No problem with the get. So you self we need you get a small Kaba Tiger day where you need for cargo na famous, but you need 1 liter fuel for go inside. So if the moment something happen at any part of the world, will they get problem?
Yeah. So the actual petrol actually what we use to give you the correct number actually annual consumption is 208 million liters, not 500. Yeah. Diesel is 285 million liters.
No, but no, the aggregate consumption reach approximately one.
All of them put together
per day is about 1.2, now about 1.5 million liters per day.
Now all of them you put together, petrol, diesel, kerosene, jet A1, marine fuel. Now you don't put together.
Now you don't put together.
Yeah, now you don't put together.
Now the 500.
Yeah, but petrol itself like 208 million per year. Diesel na 285 million per year.
We put all together na 500 million.
Yes, na 500
about
million.
500 million liters.
Yeah.
Okay, I think say family a lot take this the talk go before. Now I know say you know to political science, you know to war experts, but something don't happen in Iran, and some people the one way they pay attention to the war. They say no, in America, in Ukraine, in Israel, and don't go hip fet na Iran. So now you don't make the whole world don't turn over.
Yeah, but we can discuss the petroleum part without talking about the causes, the war, and everything. So let's go with the economics.
No. So waiting because family where they pay attention and go on for understand, but waiting they happen in Iran and how waiting at the implication for me own life especially in relation to fuel.
Yeah. We know Iran. The entire Middle East versus Israel, they don't like a powder cake. They be done they on then peace, then get peace. However, they always Navy and AG, especially with Iran. The other countries, then, if you talk about the other Middle Eastern countries, then like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, Qatar, then countries that get standing relationships with America. And you know when we talk about Israel, it's indirectly America we talk about because
an extension.
I would say an extension because the reason is America they see Israel as the one country where they project their image in the Middle East, as the one country where democratic in the Middle East, as the one country where they ensure say American values are present in the Middle East. So yes, that the strongest ally, Israel is the strongest ally with America. So if I talk about peace with America, it's indirectly or even directly peace with Israel. So all the other countries that we don't sign them treaties there. Iran, however, not ever go into the agreement with America. I mean, even if you go back into the history, yes, there was a time where America they support Iran during the Iraq war. Yes, but since the overthrow of the monarchy, where America be expected that democracy go car, but they replace that democracy with a theological monarchy, you can say, they don't continue. Always tension be done there. It don't culminate recently into America together with Israel, because Israel they fear say Iran at any point in time, if we allow them powers, especially the nuclear powers, for go up too much.
Anyway, I think so then they debate too because of
no. The reason is the way the Western media they give it. They say. So, but there has been an attack
Yeah, I know.
There has been an attack on Iran, and Iran said we done the counter-attack Israel and counter-attack the neighboring countries with American interests.
Okay, so this bombing on there, we see say we wonder where they listen news, where they watch news, and see say, in fact, just then 2-3 days here, then go bomb, Israel go bomb, Usai na the biggest
refinery
in the world, one of the biggest refinery in the world. Then when boku billions of dollars of fuel nine bonded. So you know what we talked earlier, what we talked about something one thing
Iran retaliates.
Iran back retaliate. It's a bon other side go
Qatar when at the almost 20% of the world consumption of natural gas.
Yes.
And that gas in Western countries and they use for heating, for cooking and other things. Iran go retaliate that point. So in addition, Iran retaliate by almost blocking
the strait. So family you can see say the Strait of Hormuz now one small water, short water, but that water in a ship then they pass. Now they pass with fuel.
They pass for joint inside the Red Sea, the Suez Canal.
Yes, for go Europe now. And in fact, some of the fuel surface alone they get now they get them. So that fetch we don't be, that bomb we they don't heap, and that tension we did. In fact, yesterday night Donald Trump don't talk say if now that Strait of Hormuz day in the next 48 hours, if Iran not allow let ship them pass, he say they go bomb them. So you see that's also fed today. So
but actually now Israel give up first. Now Israel raise the white flag and say we dey stop for bomb energy installations.
Yes.
We not self allow.
No, so would they say all of this in light of the effect? Because as this fed here in the B, we see say fuel price go up. The fuel price go up from 28 petrol from 28 leons 50 cents to 32 leons. In fact, diesel in go up from 28 leons 50 cents to 35 leons. But before they go under first back being
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks before they go under, I want to talk about the dynamics of fuel market in the last 12 months compared to Salone and the region. Because this thing here, where they happen not to Salone no more, it affect all sides. But so Professor, I only tell Fambo Demba, compare by now waiting to happen at this fuel market. The way, because look that price, the price increase. Even before that 10 day, people in the talk say Salone price the way it there, oil the way it there, fuel the way it there, we compare to Liberia and Guinea. Exorbitant compared to that. In fact, one colleague they they call Native Consortium Research Center, Edmond Abu Jr. They always talk about this fuel price, the need for law to do something about them.
Yeah. I mean, so many reasons why the prices of everything in Sierra Leone will be a little different from the prices from our neighbors. Not just fuel. One, therefore, do with the size of the market. With market size really small, one thing where they don't succeed, where this government succeed for do is a try for diversify the import base. So we get so many importers now, from 1 to like about 6. The downside though is the numbers that they bring is small, it's not that big for let's justify for let able give them huge economies of scale. We go bring their prices down. So let's say you take a vessel. This vessel they take, let's say 500 metric tons, but you they just bring in 200 metric tons, but you get to pay for the entire vessel. So your average cost of bringing that a little higher than a large economy like Nigeria or Ghana or Guinea, where they go get for full lockdown or even able to take a very large vessel, bigger vessel, where the average cost will be very, very low. That's one of the problems we face. The logistics cost into Sierra Leone is way higher than our neighbors because one of the volumes. We not get that volume, we go justify, we go bring in that huge economy.
I think you go argue say back Liberia, now the same circumstance, but Liberia then feel it's.
And that's just one I don't call.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other ones there. Two, since the war, during the war, the global markets list as very, very risky market. Okay? So that means any ship with the carrier, the premiums they higher, a lot higher. For instance, so Liberia, Liberia they don't de-enlist them ever since. that risk associated with importing, not there with Liberia.
No, I go and check.
You go check that.
If the and I don't think say we risk level in that. I think say
we risk level still very high. And I remember 2-3 years ago that became like a flashpoint for maritime administration. They begin work very hard for try for see how they go improve the risk levels. And as long as it is on paper, even though we get peace, we get perfect peace, but as long as it is on paper, insurance companies there, that make you see, if you look at this pricing, you go see insurance very, very high.
Okay.
Yeah. So that are the other thing about Sierra Leone. Insurance they're very high. So there are reasons why our logistics was. So even though we all go buy at the same price, but by the time it reach here, we landed costs will be a lot higher than our neighboring countries.
No, okay. We get for really coming into that. We get for delving into that. But this year when they talk about this fete where they happen now the Middle East, I know to tell you we don't pay attention to African economies. Waiting at the effect, because not just Salone. We'll get for really talk about the Salone specific effects there. But waiting at the general effect on this no price volatility, it's a price increase no more with the happen.
On African countries, one thing we'll get for realize is, except for like countries like Nigeria, Angola, maybe one or two more Algeria, we are all net importers of fuel products, right? Of petroleum products. We all are with the imports heavy petroleum products. So if the world markets don't go, and again the other thing I will add is we are all heavy importers of food, and the other thing I will add, even the one that they try for be self-sustainable, where they try for improving the agriculture, we are all importers of fertilizers. So we need for your agriculture. So then things they all with the import them. So if the global price don't increase, just know say with those are imported inflation get from Ghana we country. That's one. Two, where the energy price don't go up, logistics cost for bring anything into the country therefore go up. So they can say the price of the product don't go up because of what don't happen at the global market, disruption there, supply don't reduce, so demand exceeds supply, so the price of that product don't go up. But again, that cost for bring that into the country itself get for go up. Yes. And most African countries with they operate now tight fiscal spaces.
Yes. So why is that?
So you don't ask me, you're not done yet.
No, but why is that?
No, we're not done.
Why is that the true?
Not just done. No, what will be the impact on African economies?
Why is that the true, doc? You get different economies, then they respond differently to them.
Yes.
So the impact, while you can talk, say is good for whilst they relate very well in explaining their impact there, their impacts they are then different across economies. The way they affect, even though we are all net importers of fuel, because as long as we know they produce the fuel, as long as they import to the importer, but so why is it?
What they call in economics the absorptive capacity of African countries, and they differ. They're different from countries. They're very small countries. They're much more vulnerable than large countries. Very highly capitalized countries. They're less vulnerable than the one that we not get much capital. Beggar nations, the one that we depend on other countries for the vulnerability higher than others. So I agree with you. In the vulnerability is not equal. However, the impact of the import, that we import the same thing. Because that price is where they can, we're importer.
I think say the policy responses of then different governments then country and they differ. So because of them policy responses then the effects can be different.
That's another reason.
Yeah, so
that's another reason. Yeah. That's another reason. But in the end, petroleum prices get for increase in all. You go say some go increase. So here's an example I will give you. During Ukraine war, African countries we all see huge jumps in the price of petrol, diesel, and petroleum products, right? Ghana see very small jump. Why? Ghana prices was already very high up there. The price be way more than any other African country, like very high up there. So they don't build a buffer within the prices that encourage them for say, okay, even with this, we can still stay here. So then go up by very little.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So there are so many dynamics where they make one country suffer more than the other country.
So today, family, when they talk about the mitigation, when they say mitigation, when something they happen, you don't get control over them. How you going to make sure say it not affect you too much? Because it's not disaster. If let's say disaster get for happen, waiting you go put in place for let make sure say you cushion the effects of that disaster and there on yourself. I think so. Also, I get for push. Doctor.
You don't even wait for let finish the effect. The effect is not just like the causes, right? I mean, you get the cause and effect. These are causes, high prices, this and that, but the actual effect get for be on the economy. Because, yeah, generally on the productivity they go down, production they go down. So let's take for instance, if you get 10 leon, you be they pay 5 leon transport for go work. The other 5 leon you use it for eat cookery, right? That cookery where you go buy that cookery, that woman they go buy plazas. That plazas pussy they go buy from the farmer. So that's so the economy.
You know why they continue for disrupt you or interrupt you?
You interrupt me too much. So we're not go succeed.
No. I they continue for interrupt you because their effect there. If we prescribe and blanket say the effect is across, that means I don't think say we will be true to listeners because the effect there.
No, but the effect is across.
It's across, but the distributive impact then differ across. So the way
I agree with you. I said the impact will be differ based on the country in your situation, right?
Or based on the way government and the response.
One thing about Salon self, because I also tell you say many African countries they operate in tight fiscal places there. Salon now one with fiscal space is very tight. So most of the things the way they talk about, for instance, let's reduce taxes on imports or let's give subsidies. Those are things that will be very difficult for Salon to do because the opportunity cost of those things are very, very high compared to other countries. The marginal benefit of them will be far below the marginal cost. So we're not going to go into I'll go into make this like an economics class. Let's continue.
No. I mean, so we got to go into that on the real effect on Sierra Leone. But the only thing no more there is a danger for let we assume say the effects here across Africa are the same. And there's in all of this there's a role of waiting and they call government. How government will know say this crisis where they happen. Because if we gloss over that this crisis where they happen inside Iran, for example, waiting to make that crisis the way they happen in Iran as a government, waiting government for ensure say the impact minimal.
But one thing we're gonna be disingenuous if we say the effect is not, because that's why it's called a global crisis. Global crisis means the world together suffer it, right? So we're going to be very, very disingenuous if we can't see the effect not to the same. The effect are the same. The impact could be different.
No, the mitigation measures.
No, I'm not talking about the mitigation. The impact on individual countries could be different based on the specific situations there.
Okay.
Yeah, based on the capacity for absorb shock. So the impact can be different. But the shock itself can be the same for all countries. No. But how each country absorb that shock could be different.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Fambule, you will listen to me. The number where you call now 072641729, 072641729. We can't turn to Salon. All the thing we talk about now Africa. The what happen at the Middle East, we don't count inside Africa. Now we really can't turn to Salon. The fear crisis inside Salon. We want to understand how they play out in a Salon. Really tell Fambule about what's not the state of play.
I know say you want to go to 3 weeks ago the fuel prices go up where petroleum price don't go, they change it, exchange rate not change it. I know say that you want to go into everything where I say I they try for put minimal politics and much more of the economics. Okay, waiting this government succeed for do is like I don't say earlier. Now for introduce other importers, okay, but once they able to do that, the margin for each importer really went down, okay. So they compete at a point. So even though with the government they set the ceiling at that time was it 27 or so, 27 leons, because they compete at cutthroat levels, the price came down to 24 leons. On the face of it, good for we as consumers. It's good for we as consumers. But there's this thing we call destructive competition. At that level, they compete so close to the cost of import, the landed cost of the petroleum product, that no margin no day. And why I call it destructive competition? Because at that level, because they know they get profit from the pricing part, the only profit they come from the cost part, they go for fair ways for cut cost. And if government don't intervene at that time, you will get polluted petrol. You will get adulteration. We said that they take one and mix it with the other. You will get very, very low quality products. A government enroll not only for say the price low, but the quality for be high. Okay, so in these situations, then what governments around the world can do, they can introduce one of two things. Either they introduce floor pricing, say, hey, we not compete, but let anybody not sell below this price, so that we're not going to maintain the quality, or loosen the ceiling where it does set. Okay. So in this case, what the government will do, it loosen the ceiling. The ceiling will be 27 leos. It has up to 28 leos 5. It say, so basically, what that they do, it send a signal to the market, say, I want let quality be good, una compete, but yes, una get room for make profit.
Okay. So me granny within a village, we know the understanding numbers there, but in no say fuel price will increase from 25 leons. In fact, we've been doing 25 leons 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago.
So that's first what I do explain to you. Why that one they happen?
Wait.
Why that one they happen?
Wait.
No, I said why that one they happen? Because you know, your granny will understand. Say if they mix fuel, if they put water inside that kerosene, when they put it inside lamp, it will cause problem. If they put they mix kerosene and petrol, when they put it inside motor car, it go
Let's establish.
Your granny understand that.
No, let's establish this point first. Yeah, with or without Iran. With or without America bombing Iran, fuel way below 25 leons, it was an issue for Sierra Leone.
Yes. Yeah.
So beyond 25 leons, it came out to 28.5. It came out to 2032. And I want to let you compare the fuel price and why is it that I know say you don't explain this there. Waiting at the differences, the variation in prices compared to Liberia, compared to Guinea, we're in almost similar economies. I know you not talk about risk, you not talk about all of them TND, but everybody knows that these are similar economies. Even before Iran,
have been left out was the fiscal space within the operating. Guinea, now the world's largest producer of bauxite. The time where Guinea, where this crisis happened, where this military guy overtake before the elections, when they overtake, you see the world over. You see anybody condemn? America supported it. Even the one that when they Trump democracy, quick they support her. You know why? Because nobody wants aluminium for shorting at the world. So to me, Guinea actually they shoot below their belt because of that economy, because of that power we then get over bauxite. Now the world largest producer. The foreign exchange where they come inside, the foreign exchange for be a lot more stable and better compared to how they are doing. So if you are taking Guinea and comparing it to Sierra Leone, I go say Sierra Leone is doing better.
Okay, now let put the governance hat on. For Pambo, they will be pay attention to it. When I say inside the last 2 months now, IG have been on to publish a lot of papers then what we call the hate party case. And we will try for talk about because they talk about the fiscal space law, it's small. We will try for talk about how government go open up the fiscal space through the bad contract you would get, and how if you correct anything and they you not go talk say I put the burden on fuel because it's on record now for say it's about 12% of domestic revenue where they come up from fuel alone. And I want to Famble turn to this page. This is a very important page. This. And this page, you talk about petroleum pump pricing. You get about 25 things that they consider when they talk about the pricing formula. And then 25 things that they consider in establishing the pricing formula. I can divide them into two. Then are the things that they inside within we control. And Prof. Naamik they talk about government and governance. The thing they within we control and the thing they outside we control. So, for example, we talk about import duty. Import duty, I'm not saying naive, they talk about fiscal space small, but import duty they within we control. So, one of the things that we know they within we control now the price of fuel. If Kuwait succeed, I get for self fuel. This now the unit cost this per metric ton, right? Salon no get control over that one day. For transport fuel from Musa in the Komoto, yeah, Salon no get control over that one day. But when once it landed Naya, then levies and then price then they would put. It can create. Look import duty. Look storage. For storage, you go talk say yes. This now some day na private sector na in the provide storage. Port charges, jetty charges, freight levies, landed cost.
Landed cost is just the sum of all those costs put together.
Yes, yes, landed cost of. Oh yes, landed cost for the then cost and the way them put together. So, but you can see you get a lot of cost them, storage, port charges, jetty charges, freight levies that are within our control. So I may not know, but we have this formula. So what can we do? Because what when they talk about the effect Africa-wide, yes, the effect it can be continental-wide, but the responsive mechanism of different countries.
Now I accept that. Yes.
Yes. So what do we look at this?
There are so many ways to respond to this. I don't know why you want to limit them to just the pricing.
Okay, no, I mean, but pricing, no pricing. This is one thing. This within we control. If I we just establish law, agree on that, so we'll move to other things. Then, for say pricing, this is one area. This way, I believe, say really government need for looking to, especially given the fact that there are many other ways.
Okay, all these things. What I want to let you do, go through and identify which ones are taxes, because some of them when you call those are not taxes. Those are service costs. For instance, the port charges where they talk about, that's not a tax. The port, again for use electricity. The port get for get jetty. Again people the way they work there. Where they can they get for pumper. So that's an actual cost of operations.
No, yeah, I know.
So no. With the way you the presenter, it will appear to fumble and say this now unnecessary charge will they put up. No, that's disingenuous. No, that's not the truth. The truth. So I want to let you this. Import duty, that's a tax. I agree with you. So look at the ones that are taxes.
No. So with the talk about a product, we get catalytic effect. So you get something in the way say this one. If I charge this, it get catalytic effect.
However, if they don't pay this, the port not go able to work. If that port not go able to work, that product not go even able come.
No. You know what it is?
So
you know
I'm in that space.
Yeah, I know. But so if you charge well on toll road, if you reduce money on them prison charges, then prison money the way they say. Government with the try for talk say if government really save money, areas they will say for save, then cost their way then get
Are you suggesting that government pay, for instance, the private person they bring petroleum? Again for go use port. You they suggest that government raise money from somewhere else, they go pay for the service with that private person they use.
This cost here where they pay then transfer to consumers. All of these costs are transferred to consumers.
Of course.
So not to that private person they pay them. So now the consumer they pay them.
So even if we say the mister, if government say do, it is still transferred to consumer because they transfer through taxes. Government
not necessarily. Not necessarily. I know it talks a lot do that. Not like as a social service. I know it talks a lot as a social service.
But what are you saying?
But where you get efficient measures in managing parts of the economy, you get so because this it gets. Me to establish from day one say this fear.
Let's still on that one port charges then you raise. So let's still on these port charges here. How you suggest say
freight levy day, not just port charges, freight levy day. Freight levy day.
I say identify the taxes. That they first I say not all of them are taxes. Okay, so import duty na tax. I know that. Freight levy na tax. I know that. Excise duty na tax. So those are the things you could discuss. I will agree with you.
Okay. So those now, family, we move to the next point. Where in all of this, what do you feel say they drive the increase in energy? I know say we don't talk about the pricing formula. What do you feel say they drive the increase there? I know say you don't talk about the increase in prices then. The general. I know say you don't talk quite a lot about. The fiscal space will get so because of that government get for tax.
So which price? I want to understand the question. Which price exactly?
So which you feel say they drive the price in energy prices?
Yeah. The final price or the
final price? Yes.
The one that by far the major component of it is that the petroleum price.
Okay.
By far over 80% is how much you buy from the international market.
Okay.
It's dictated by that. There is that 20, it's about 80% for that. There is that 20%, half of that they go to distribution, logistics and distribution. What are we paying to bring it here? And what will they pay for distributor? There is about between 5 and 10%, which due to taxes. I will give you which due to government revenue, those things. But about 90% of it is basically the price of the petroleum product and the logistic cost of bringing it here.
But you know, there's always this big campaign where people always talk about when they say this is not the price of crude oil at the market. The price of crude oil in this one at the market is steady. We exchange rate not change, but still we own prices then get high.
But not saying I be explain the last one because I be not say you get for good. Then maybe I be explain that last one. Yeah. That last one, I don't tell you waiting be happening.
No, but I say this because you talk about the price of the price of the product itself. But if the price of the product stays steady, when family always talk about exchange rate, the money where they use for change for let you go buy dollar, nothing not change. Why you own price for high na your own country?
So why you own price for high generally?
Yes, because the price is this water, you go buy this water 5 leones, and we go buy them, you can't sell them 6 leones. But so you argue say if then that water the price go 7 leones, when we go buy them, so say they can sell 8 leones.
Yes.
If that price of the water not change
at all, why me own price go change?
Why your own price will go up?
Very good. So now that's I be try for answer. I know say that change will be happened 3 weeks ago. That's where still we are talking about. Where the price, petroleum price being stable around $60 a barrel. Exchange rate was stable, less than 24 leones to $1. It's still very stable. But there we see one day price jump from 24 leones to 28.5, right? So that's how they talk about that destructive competition. Sometimes as government, if you see say you don't introduce competition in a sector, but if you say that they compete at a point who say the quality of the product will be harmful, because your number one thing is for keep the consumers safe. The safetyness, not just think about the price, but also the safety aspects of the product, of consuming the product. So sometimes if you allow them
now that they make the price go up,
you they give them leeway, say una compete, but una not compete at a point where una they give you poor quality products. So basically una compete at a point where una go able to make some profit.
No, but 25 not so. Nobody need give you poor quality product at 25. Why you for raise up to 28?
If you look at the landed cost of this area, you look everything. Maybe you
because
you not may they pay attention. If you look at this year, they operate at around 21 leones. Now that's what they were getting, around 21, 22 leones for landed cost.
Yes.
Because landed cost plus the other things.
No, but so
the gap be too small.
For waiting, but no, if I don't know how you get the numbers there.
But you get it in front of
you. No, I don't know how you get the numbers there, but clearly.
How me they get it? I know these numbers are given by NPR.
No, I know. No, but this not the current one. I try to talk about prices then. Not so this current one I talk about. So it's still a talk about where price is static. I know say that I will ask PRA then this question with the next I host them, because if price is static, we expect say you go. Because you get for people and get for benefits. So households and need for benefits from reduction in global prices. So if price not go down, then your price not go down.
But the price be the go down, right? I don't want to let you transform me into a government spokesperson for this one because of the economics. But you push me towards that point. That the economics of the vision we can't talk about more. Not the. But you want to turn me into a government spokesperson, which I'm not comfortable with.
I'm not. I'm not.
But there are so many considerations we can be that. One, like I don't tell you, for avoid that destructive competition. Two, that tight fiscal space what we talk about. A government needs some slack in certain areas. Petroleum, now the most dependable source of revenue. You're able to predict that very well. A constant, the demand constant, the demand is not fluctuating like that. You're able to predict that. You're able to government able to make plans based on the revenue from petroleum. So if I get quick need for revenue, that are the most obvious source.
I think say it go. Family the way they listen to me, then will know say it's really dumb for let you get to country, you get iron ore, you get gold, you get bauxite, you go everything. Instead of you make money there, we go make you go cushion the effect on price of fuel. You talk say no, na per fuel you can make money. Then all of the side when are critical economic sectors who say for generate revenue, you left hand on.
So we want to talk about predictability. That's why I'm coming again.
Okay.
Iron ore, una mine with the miner, right? We send them foreigners, then the foreign companies, and the miner, then they sell and go. We get about how much? 3%. Now we get, right? Is that revenue enough for that? That's one. Two, the market for iron ore, we know the control. Okay. The price set at the global market as well. Okay. So far less predictable than petroleum.
I think so this it bring we very well into an interesting part of the conversation where now in all of this, how do we mitigate? Yes, how do we mitigate? So Fambulem, we get to see how would they cushion the effect. And Doc, I want to let you come back to mitigation. Yeah. So think not for left so no more.
No, definitely. Yes. No, there are so many mitigation things, and I really want to spend more time in. I don't know if we can forget any break or so, but
I think we will go. Fambulem, I think so we can go. Yes, we can take the next 2 minutes. We can break small. I don't say Doctor one for a break small. Okay, with but we can't talk about mitigation because governments around the world, even in America, we didn't get them fuel. Canada, we didn't get them fuel. All of this will happen. Then the firm they call and mitigate. So you make sure say that thing will happen. It not going to affect you too much. So Salon will get sense. For long, make sure say this thing here. Lot talks say now this it continue now for 1 year. Which thing go be to we? Yeah. So I think say a fine. We'll get some short break. After the break, we go really can't talk about that.
When at this have been done, they talk all along. I say the effects will be global. The impacts that will be different, and the impacts depend on the measures that they put together.
Thank you very much.
In a way, we go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join we now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This now your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about Salon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join we now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This now your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about Salon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join we now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This now your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk.
Good evening again. So we don't return. Welcome back, like I said. So we can open the line at 8 o'clock. 072601729 are the number. 072601729 are the number. So all of this, what you get from making that make granny within a village, so this thing not go affect them too much.
I mean, there are so many ways where there are so many
like now.
Like now. Okay, we got to break and down what you go do now. What you do like in 18 months to 2 years. What you go do 3 to 5 years. Let's talk on that with it. But basically, if you go for describe in one sentence, you want to reduce the exposure because a risk they come that shock. You want to reduce the exposure to that shock, and you want to increase resilience. How what do you mean
by reduce the exposure?
So like, if anything happened to fuel supply, let it not impact you too much. Basically, that's the exposure. Or even though it dey impact you, that are the second part, but you're able to resilient. You get other ways that we will make you bounce back quickly. So those are the two things we need for do. Okay, so if we get break down into actions now, to me, the one thing where I look at these numbers today, I look at what we consume per day, so 570 blah 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 per day, right? That's our consumption. Like how you be saying just now. I look at with storage capacity we will get. If we able to import, let's say in January, we import to capacity, that was storage capacity we use all, any import will last a little more than 6 months. That means we go import twice a year. Just that. But we are not doing that. We are always underutilizing the capacity. So one thing I go want to let government do is let it set a minimum importer stockpiles. Basically minimum inventory levels, like how we can do that inventory management. Okay, say if you anytime you place order, it will take 2 weeks for let that order reach here. And no one, because what now that they do is if anytime they place order, it will take 2 weeks for let the order reach here, they will get exactly what they sell within that 2 weeks. So as that ship they reach, this they done. So if that ship delay by 2 days, now me could see the shortages there. Let government tell them, say, I want to let every importer get a 1 month full. So where if for instance, if you know able to import today, let him sell for 1 month at least.
So stock management now one.
Yes. Okay. So that one that and I think where you go able to score right now.
Okay.
You go tell them say yes. It's similar to what the Bank of Salon they do, right? For every Bank of Salon, one of the ways that we then manage commercial banks, they call our economics liquidity ratios. For every money where you go put in a bank, the central bank will tell you say you not going to use other money for loan out. There is this percentage of that money for keep as cash inside there. Should that person need a cash or a camp, a forget her.
Yeah, but right now shortage day. So you need to talk about storage with shortage day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but I want
so then a medium to longer term.
This
so
one,
now
really short term. They got shortage not
there right now.
Yeah, but yeah, you know they're here right now, but they can't place imports there now. I go want let if they don't get too much capital, let government create backend loan facilities for them. Let them take that loan and import a little more than what they be the import.
Okay.
So if they bring in 500 metric tons, make it like 600-700 metric tons, and not wait until you use everything before you place the import. Okay. So let that small amount of stockpile, basically what people they can call safety stock. Let that one day.
Okay.
I prefer that one day over strategic reserves. We country too small for them we invest in strategic reserves. For instance, like what the US or China go do. Basically, what is a strategic reserve? Would I put the petroleum will go last one for instance 6 months, 8 months, 10 months? What is that they involve? You get for take huge upfront cost for buy that petrol and put on the whole and keep on there. That money there with the opportunity cost of that money they very high. What it I mean? That money, if you take her for instance, you put her inside government bond no more. That interest where they accumulate. Once you don't put her into inventory, they lost that interest there. So now huge cost that one.
I think so down the right back. I think
so strategic reserve not going to work well for a small country like we.
Yes, I think JJ Safabi they talk about for introduce strategic reserve.
We're too small for that one. This country too small for that one, and the opportunity cost of strategic reserves is too high. Once you don't do that, you get for higher security, for secure maintenance cost, and this is like taking insurance where you not ever get for you.
But I think say one clear response, immediate response we making add as from the from the governance point of view. Then loss here would they loss. Then money here would they just spend 50 fata. We crisis come like that 10 days if you get for talk say how do I adjust myself? So if you get for make sure so this thing. If I need for let you look into them, if I let you look at this critically, you talk say, I not say yes, you talk say if they're not getting income here, we say they get income. So you get for fair way for let you really we say they getting leaks and they will be inside the economy close them because you know say this energy is a serious issue.
Well, that is a very good point that one. The corruption everywhere is very bad. The cost of corruption very, very, very high. So I agree with you. If there are leaks, yes, let them look for those leaks and plug those holes. But the one thing where they argue about again, I mean, some people go easily can say let government subsidize or let government reduce the taxes on those things. Yes, they can work in the short term, right? But then look at the cost of that. If government subsidize right now, we are talking about 12% of the revenue. That money now they use, then they push fees alone before they get free quality education. They get so many things what they do. So now if they can't give away that one day, who said the money they come up for do these other things? So there are costs associated with each of these things. So I'm not saying they get economists then we get for sit down and watch which cost will be higher than the other. If we, for instance, remove this tax, what would they put on this? Or if we start subsidizing it.
What about longer term?
Longer term, there are quite a few things we they do. No, let's go into the intermediate first, yeah. They will try for diversify, let's diversify resources of energy. And this government, we will give kudos to government for this one. Again, I don't become a government spokesperson, but not bad. I'm saying the truth. Would they give kudos to government for this one? One, this government that it don't invest or it don't bring in much more solar sources of energy than any other government Israel don't ever have. I don't know if you agree with me or not.
No, I think a subsidy is not whether I'm not aware that waiting government do or waiting government not do. But Fambule for no say you get forget alternative sources of energy.
Exactly.
So that you're not going to rely on fuel.
No, I'm just saying they are already doing that. Okay. So I want in the immediate term, let them continue to do that. Okay. Let them vamp up with dependence on solar. But because we get two seasons, rainy and dry season, and solar will become less effective in the rainy season, let we not ignore hydro. We not say hydro. What you don't make Ethiopia don't just pass a law. Nobody don't bring in any car where they use petrol anymore. Okay. All cars are EVs. Okay. You know why? Because of that huge dam where they be fought with Egypt for. You know, they argue with Egypt over that dam there. The electricity does so surplus that they look for ways for user up. And one of the ways that they sell it for user up, bring the electric car where you bring that charge free. Look at that. So now they don't depend on petroleum for any petrol.
So imagine half of the vehicle and a freighter.
All are EV.
So if you're DSF, you know a filler. So this is really clear. So I actually take that point there. So we don't talk the point number one. Let's try for make sure say we find usai money for day because we need for in the immediate term we need for mitigate the effect and let's diversify other energy sources.
Solar, mini grids. In the long term, let's move away completely from importing fuel. And one of the ways we will do that again. Now we go down build the capacities for using electric cars. We go down get so many hydros. We will not depend wind, solar. We don't all get that, all those. We're not going to go to import fuel anymore. So whatever happens at the Middle East, we won't care.
So Fambule, thank you very much, Doc.
But we're not doing it. As citizens, there are things they need to do.
Okay, what you can do. But I'm just whilst we make that point there, I just want to tell Fambule and say the phone line they can open now 072641729 072641729. Now the phone line down the follow can engage. The topic today we talk about now the fuel prices, the way they increase, how will they mitigate the effect on the country. So Fambule, the line open, so Doc over to you.
Yeah, the citizens then back. One thing what is the result to the shock is anytime something happens, we demand a pass-through supply because we not import too much to meet with demand, right? As citizens, we can control the demand side because now the day under within we power as citizens. Supply not the under we power, but the demand the under we power. For instance, you will get a V8 where you drive. Anytime you go, you buy 120 liters. Cut on your driving, especially your recreational driving, begin by like 40 liters.
We don't get the first caller. Hello, True Talk Radio.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Moderator, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Ani Sayaja, I call for Nyaliama Otom.
Okay, Saya.
Yeah, I just want to add another parameter we are listening to be analyzed, we need to make also fear go up. The other parameter now the quality of the product, the peer product itself. They all can go take from one country but the quality of the fear them, whether they take not to be the same.
Yeah.
I can remember where they once hotel a counter and Standard Bureau to do the testing for the quality. Where Professor Yoma in time, the fear camp from the ship, where the ship land and the 30, they take the product and go test them at the lab, they fail the test. It is so bad that professor be denied for letting not use them. They call out for state house or it being put down, they not agree. They even try to say, if not deny this fear, the fear where they give when Nigeria they use, so they supply in Nigeria just within a day. That particular fear, when Nigeria they use for a day, says I don't go use that for more than even 6 months. So now they try for make like say they pay for quality. So if not deny, we not go supply una. But Professor P put agree, they go that fear back. We don't know now outside they go down. But agree for let them go down there.
Okay.
And that's if I remember now the border. Inside Guinea, fear cheaper than Sierra Leone. That is fact. I remember, not to now, I don't know, but today. But you can find now people in the common Guinea can't buy salon fear because the quality of the fear is very fine for the engine more than Guinea quality. So therefore, the quality of the fear products they make in price they go up as another parameter. That is my submission.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly, Colin, and that's how we talk about what I say destructive competition. If you allow just the market for operating that space, they're going to look for ways for cutting costs. And one of the results, and that's exactly I've been saying, they will bring in very low quality ones will go affect with safety. So you get for tell them and say, okay, bring in good quality and you're allowed to sell it at this much. So but back to what we talk about, what the citizens go do. So we were the drive a lot. Times like this, I think we said the advice we will take is let's reduce some of the recreational parts of driving. Like that even telling you to go drive na beach, this and that. If you cut on that, you actually go able to cut on the consumption. Right? Another thing is again for do with electricity supplies. Because the third use of electricity of fuel na home generators. If electricity there, we don't go to buy fuel, but they go put on a machine there. We don't go buy diesel or petrol, but they go put on a machine there. So that they car power or anybody where they supply, where they create the electricity and the one where the distributor, now they themselves come.
So if we all say now firewood, would they use?
It get the impact. The impact on the environment. Will they destroy the environment?
072601729 are the number.
You don't just raise something very important we don't discuss.
072601729 now the number. Fambulem, you can call and be part of the conversation. Yes, Doc.
Yeah, you don't just raise something, you just trigger my mind to something very important we don't ignore so far. Now the price of that gas they use for cook, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. The urban centers like Freetown, we don't move a lot away from wood sources, right? From charcoal, from firewood. Most people now they get that Afrigas, that small tank. But so far we not talk about that one day. And one of the things that will get for being greatly affected if this thing continue. Because now a byproduct, now a product, not even byproduct, now a product of petroleum. When then they do that refinery, now the gas they come out. Gas, in fact, now the very first thing where they come out. They capture and they can sell it. And if this thing continue, the large areas then, the hubs then for distillation, which side then they do the refineries, they will get affected, and the gas prices the way they reach here will go up.
Hello, True Talk Radio.
Hello. Yeah. Good evening, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Not bad.
Yeah, my brother. I tell you, thank you to be specific way it make it possible for me.
Okay, we lost that caller there. Yeah, so right now we talk about waiting. You waiting a house where they listen, which you self can do for you reduce the. Family, you just imagine say this thing if you say they continue now for 1 year, you can't weigh the condition of life where they live now. You get for adjust and small, if not so down the single money we all.
Yeah.
So one part thing that we talk say even in your recreation. The recreation because yes, you get something that the government can do. You get something that even businesses.
Yes.
Some businesses then they way crisis you get for reduce some of your profits.
Yeah.
Because the time the way you talk say I need more profit.
Yeah.
But you can get some bad business people them they see crisis as an opportunity for make more money.
Especially the distributors then the few distributors then that price will government they pull. If they are not selling them, say that's so we go sell. That's a ceiling government they set. They say everybody sell, but not sell more than this. But you know what they do? All man they jump to the ceiling. Nobody not they sell below the ceiling. So they make sure say every surplus way the consumer surplus.
No, but why? Because the thing is, why you know they maintain a lower ceiling? I see when I see when I talk about quality.
Yes.
So you could definitely be able to assure quality. If this policy here in quality not good, not allow let sell them, because that makes standards bureau there. I'm glad with this color they mentioned, but
no, but the price of it when you buy from that market there. The high quality price it will be different from the low quality.
No, you get acceptable quality with the import.
But now
if you don't meet that standard there.
So what I mean, we say you go buy them. Why they can go buy that poor quality one? Because it's cheaper there.
No, but so you get a standard, you get a ceiling because based on that high quality they will buy. Now make it the same.
You don't take that cost into consideration.
Yeah, now make it put the ceiling. You never based on the low quality one.
Yeah, but so, that government they calculate. So government they look at all this cost here. Now make them give you this. If they look at all this cost here, now make them give you the pass through, blah blah blah. This is not the ceiling where government don't tell them say this.
It look like say we line get problem because I see a lot of people in the call, but some of the calls they come in. So
no, the solution side. You raise one problem where you be trigger brain for talk about gas who they use in the homes, but you know what we don't get any storage capacity for that.
For liquefied gas.
Yeah.
Like
homes. How we get petrol, we get storage facilities, this and that. The person where they bring her, we see a bringer inside the tank there from the distributor. So this is one area where I feel say soon governments for work with this person here. Or a few other suppliers, let them create, because now there are two people they bring here, Afrigas and MP. That they no more, but they don't get any designated storage facilities. So the need for create storage facilities, just like how we get storage facilities for the other petroleum products.
One of the things where we not talk about now the increase in industrialization, and you see say especially the mining sector. So you see since 2019 there's almost like a 20% increase in diesel consumption since 2019 due to mining activities. So if fine for law we really look at that one day, I know saying a difficulty that day, how do you do mining with less fuel? Because you see say it not surprise anybody for let you see the price of diesel right now it pass the price of petrol.
Yeah, I mean, just other sources of energy. It's possible. It hard for now, but then if you get electricity going to those places, we get the national grid go there.
Hello, True Talk Radio.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Let me top up done. Our friend again back from Bo.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Just like which I will tell for seeing me, brother. You can ask science and questions then based on how the program they go, my brother. Salon and the thing is all for try for debate from if something you they buy at the same price at least where you can not sell on to the way we go affect the other people there. You know, fear business now the whole world, not to honest but the whole world is very very much important. Right now we're in the upline here, my brother, would they suffer. Now quick this recent time transport don't go up. Everything a commodity just they rise up. Oh no. A commodity rest don't go to fear, other things that your don't go to fear, but all just they go up in the name of fear. So this dynamic contributions are do you have once meant for government think about that thing they just like what you and say, may get a fixing price of fear where they can make get now the price control will not get in this country. So no get price control. Okay. This dynamic problem, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There's you need price control.
Yeah, no, that caller right in a way that when fear price go up, everything else therefore go up. So like I've been talking, say Diana, the heart, the veins, the blood, where they transport everything from every part of the body to the brain. That's what fear time. So if fear price go up, that paper where they sell the market, even though you don't get nothing to do with fear, they go for put it inside motor kind of money, therefore they counter. And that keke where they do that, and they get for increasing price. So everything they go up. That's true. Control prices that are fixed ceilings, they get a huge downside. especially if government sets those prices very close to the cost of production. What can happen if you do that? The demand they exceed almost always, because lower price, more demand, lower price, less supply. So demand can exceed supply. So what can happen now? Most suppliers, they will be less willing for sell at that lower price. We want buy at that lower price. So because of that, what people they go do? That they hold them. That they go begin hide them. That they go begin hide them. That they sell under the table at the prices when at the market price. So I mean, most times can be worse than now, because the price will go end up for pay in the black market will be a lot higher than the price we actually go pay now if you
I think one thing will be need to really put inside wheel conversation now the grid. I mean, if the national grid improve and it go to Boku areas, then you see say the reliance, because people.
Yeah, I say that. I say now one of the.
Oh my God, we lost that caller there.
Yeah, I say that. I say one of the solutions then it's national let improve electricity around the world.
Okay.
Around the country. Once that happen, with dependence on fuel for power generators, will go down.
Okay, but I think say because whilst Boku communities and how they talk say they don't get solar, they get this solarization project where they go, and there are certain things where yes, if fine for give kudos to their energy expansions, to government for their energy expansion, but so the faster we do them, the more we can, the less we can rely.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And we not just get for limit and day. I know say there are projects on the way right now. There is a project, for instance, funded by UNDP. They go through the youth ministry. They try for bring about. They start just as a start. They bring about 50 of them 3-wheelers, kekes, when are completely EVs, and then they use any petrol. So that they begin give youths, then let them begin just for test the workability in the country. So those are the things I think we need for continue for do. I know say there are quite a few people that were interested for bring EVs as 2-wheelers. They buy care. In fact, it's so good, it's so nice for work. It's faster than way the pump. The way that they do the battery, they get the charging stations there. Just ride the bike in there. You pay, they remove your battery, take new battery, you are gone. Less than 5 minutes. Then you are gone, you continue for work. And one thing, before this time, what did they make that one very difficult for most African countries? The price for the bike then, they be higher than the ordinary bike. Yeah, the bikes that we sabi where they use petrol. But now, especially in China, efficiency don't become so good in that area. The price of them bike there, they actually now lower. Either they are the same or lower than the price of ICE vehicle bikes there. When I say ICE, I mean combustible, the one that they use petrol. So when we start for transition towards that, I think we reliance on fuel, petroleum products will go down. So not just for consume in our homes, not just for consume at the industrial sites, but even in our transportation systems.
Okay, so I think we don't cover quite a lot. This growth will only take place at the mining sector, and the demand we don't get on fuel. And I think to me now one of the most worrying thing that we see the increase in.
Before this time when the thing be happen, almost all of them be the buy diesel and the oil then from the distributors now. I remember at one time I will talk this over radio again, and they not be agree for paying dollars. So they agree for paying. I say PRA at that time. I said therefore put them foot down today and ensure say each mining company, because then they sell them product in dollars, each mining company for buy in dollars. However, now LEONE, for instance, when are one of the largest miners, they actually import their own diesel. They import their own marine oil as well.
Okay.
So the other miners then, like Marampa, then if they all can come together, for instance, because not to all man big for let import their own oil directly, but if they can come together and begin import their own then we reduce the pressure on the one way we the consume, with the ordinary citizens consume.
So Fambule, if you still get interest for contribute to the program, now 0726411729, 072641729. Now we still get some scoop for take a few more calls before we wrap up the program. So today the discussion will be on today now this soaring price, the way fuel price or petroleum price and they go up now the world, and with that the effect on Sierra Leone. I know say this has been on the lips of boku people over the past 2 weeks. Now that make we talk say today True Talk Law take this topic here. So one of the things we really clear, we'll be not talk about this access to electricity. The access to electricity now about 35% or so of Sierra Leone. In fact, rural areas is almost dark. So, but yes, you say it always. But the rural areas and they use motorbike, they use generator, they use this. Even for farming now, it's for like go greater cassava. So you actually need fuel for boost this economy. Yeah?
Absolutely.
So I think, and we don't talk. I don't know if you get thing that we really want for drum now government is as to what's in really. I know say it's been here and there, but if at all you want to talk about 3 things that we feel say no government, if you do this then 3 things here, this fuel situation will.
So one thing I would tell anybody, fuel crisis na a cost of living crisis, fuel crisis na fiscal crisis, and fuel crisis na a potential political crisis. So if any government official think about those things, they know see therefore taken seriously.
I know. But so if you're right, like cost of living crisis. So how do you mitigate that cost of living crisis?
Yeah. So I'm not just letting just say it just affect consumers. That make us say now a fiscal crisis. How now a fiscal crisis? It put pressure on the exchange rate because now money they need for go buy them. It put pressure. It affect the balance of payment. It affect so many things on the economy. It slow down the economy. So yes, government expenditure will be affected. But you know what? Right now there are strikes going on in countries like Sri Lanka. In fact, the last fuel crisis will happen at the world. We know say a result into government be toppled down now around the world. Because some countries that the citizens are strike till they overthrow the government because of something where they happen at Ukraine. We not get nothing to do with the government because the governments are not able to handle it well. So these are crises what governments therefore take seriously. So like how I be summarize the things that our government need for do right now is ensure say there is a buffer. Because now anytime ship delay by 1 day, 2 days, we're in crisis. Even before this time. I mean it's not too long for let it become chaotic, but let them get small buffer. And then buffer let the private people manage. They get this capacity. They already get the storage capacity. Let them ensure say at least we have minimum 3 weeks, 4 weeks of inventory always in the thing there. Let them empower the NPRA for enforce this particular law. Say if you the import, you say you get for import, this is the minimum buffer that you get for get, safety stock that you get for get. Let me start from there. Let me get that. That one. 2, going forward. Let government speed up that diversification away from petroleum products. They are on it. I mean, I agree. I give them kudos for that. But let it speed that up. The number one consumer of petroleum products is the transport industry. Will they diversify away from petroleum products na the energy sector? Yes. But that's number one. Not to be number 2. Number 2 na industrial. Number 1 na transport sector. Number 2 na industrial. The energy na number 3. Let's target number 1.
So if we reform transport,
let's target number 1. Let's diversify transport a little away from fuel. We will see great impact there.
Okay. So I think the Fambulen today we actually called we got for call this conversation a little shorter than we expected, and we don't have to hold on to Fambulen too much. We get some problem with the line today. A lot of people in the drive for calling who are not able to call. So I don't know if you get any final comment we want to make before the close for today. You get John, if you get a parting shot. I know say you don't talk the thing there, but if I no more for let you.
No, well, lots of party. I will just summarize everything we don't say so far. Anytime there is a global crisis, or for expecting that global crisis, now they call it global, they get for impact we all. right? Again for impact we. Anytime that impact they come, the way it affects each country, it depends on how ready they are. So as Salon, Awanda will be ready for some of the impact, especially dealing with petroleum, because that's something where they happen always, but anytime it happen, the impact great. I mean, the last thing happened 4 years ago. We see the chaos. It don't impact today, and most of it can happen in cycles. Even if we won't know it, but it can happen in cycles. I mean, if you go back globally from 1975. The way we affect the entire world to the Gulf War, anytime anything happen, it happen in cycles. So let's build in some of them absorptive capacity here. Let's build in the capacities here for absorb some of them small shocks there. I mean, I know say if the shock big enough, we're not going to do much, but the one that we're able to control, let's try for building capacities there for limits the impact on we.
So thank you very much, Doc. Thank you very much. I think say this now very engaging conversation today. So Fambulem, a clear now say because Salon not they produce petrol, will not only generate petrol. Now buy with the buy from other side, and if problem they side will they go buy them, it affects we. We don't they talk about how for cushion the effect on we. And we don't talk about waiting government for do as a government, waiting for do as individuals, and waiting businesses then can do, companies and back can they do. So a lot they can do for let we mitigate the effects of the fuel shortages them, or then global crisis then where they happen around the world. For let it not affect you, for let we mitigate the effects on we. So for example them just for let we reiterate. We Nayana IGR we believe say government need for govern properly, and the more you govern properly in other sectors, it gets some spillover effects on the way they manage fuel crisis. Not only fuel crisis, we'll get Ebola now, the crisis there, the response to them, like what they say, I just a microcosm of the larger thing that will happen. So if we not only talk about Bokuboku them, but then we don't talk about toll road, we don't talk about how we allocate 10 corporates to one prisoner per day. So if we not cut them loss, then we're not going to be able to map strong as a country for our respond to the kind of crisis there. So that make a fine for let we improve on with governability and if we do that on with governance, and it will able to make we respond better. And Doc don't spend a lot of time to talk about diversification in the sense that we run this economy in a way that we will rely less on fuel. So in the next 10 years, Lord talk say somebody go bombs on side fuel, which are na petrol than they use, we will rely less on them, and we don't talk about what businesses they do. So now so they close the curtain for today, and we tell now thank you for.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes, I think
I know. Say I push you away a lot from the pricing formula. But if you look at this pricing formula, there is one area where I feel say governments they not for the ignore. Neither the supply chain aspect, the transport, the logistics aspect of getting it here. If you calculate this, the landed price, about 25% of the cost is through transportation. And one thing that can happen is anytime small disturbance in the market, we all defect for that available logistics. We're a small country. If me and Nigeria or other big countries they try forget fuel, then tanker operators they sell out to the big countries. So that's so we
the demand higher.
Yeah, the demand higher. So that's so we can continue for suffer. So these are areas where government for look into. How for build resilience into logistics as well. I know say there are discussions around creating a national shipping company, but even if not to that, but if we can get somebody else we come with the fly we flag, the operators they prioritize we own work. These are things that we're going to do. Look for instance, $80 per metric ton. What's how they buy from Nigeria now? These are things where we're able to influence the logistics cost. So I feel say this is another area where government actually for pay attention to how to reduce the logistics cost of bringing the petroleum from the market to here.
Okay. So I think say a fine from time to time we actually bring people that we govern, or we they intend for govern, we like them political actors them, law can debate this thing, law can discuss this thing, but fail. So we tell now all thank you, or now listen to it today. So till next week, we'll say tata to now. Thank you.
Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economy governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This now your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts,